the moment you've all been waiting for, the Yiddishe Vote. Very exciting game that, as you can see, we have some very exciting personalities to play with. Just told, there's always something going on. Surprise at the Oorah Auction that one of our first personalities, Baruch Perlowitz, has something to share with us.
We're here in light of this tremendous tragedy, and I was a bit torn about being here tonight. And then I realized, when somebody passes away, we say a special tefillah, Yiskadel v'Yiskadeh Shmei Rabbah. The reason we say that is when somebody passes away, there's less alikus in this world. And I realized there is no organization in the world that brings more alikus into this world than Oorah. They do so much kiruv, and we are here tonight. We are bringing more alikus in this world. L'zeicha nishmas, these bachrim that passed away in this horrific tragedy. Let's all go ahead. Let's support Oorah. Let's buy those tickets and let's vote for me.
Okay, so the game works as follows. It's very simple. Just stay with me and you're going to get it exactly. So the game is called the Yiddishe Vote. How it's played is we have over here on the floor next to me some different exciting, unique objects that you can see. Each round, don't worry, I'll pull it out of the bag. You'll be able to see what it is. Don't worry. In each round, I'm going to present the unique object. Each of our contestants will have one card in front of them. 4 of the contestants' cards will say on it, bluff, which means they're going to try to convince you of what this object is, and they have no clue what they're talking about for a change. Now, one of the contestants will have the exact description of the item on their card, and they will also try to convince you that they're telling the truth. Here's where the audience at home comes in. You will have a chance at OorahAuction.org to vote for who you think is telling the truth. And now we get to introduce our incredible, incredible contestants. We have who already spoke and is trying to steal the showtime from me, Baruch Perlowitz.
Yeah. Woo! Baruch, what's up?
We have with us Binyamin Ropart.
Binyamin, go to one, go to both.
Yes, I like that. What does the hat say? Hashem needs every Yid, and every Yid needs an auction ticket. Yes. So make sure, 1-877-7 auction, get one of those tickets. Okay, and we have with us Shmili Krisher.
That's right. Almost as tall as you.
The world's biggest Askin.
Yes. Biggest Askin, second biggest person on stage. And we also have with us Yaakov Berger.
Yeah.
The name is Yaakov O'Brien. Shout out to me family and me daughters, Nechama and Batsheva, and the other family members as well. Vote for me. I have the luck of the 5-ish.
Well, okay, thank you. And last but certainly not least, we have with us David Stanton.
David, what's up?
I'm going to reveal the item over here. This is the item. The audience can see what's going on over here. Okay, I'm going to show it to the participants, to our contestants over here. You're going to see the item. And again, make sure nobody else sees your card. You're going to have about less than 60 seconds to tell us what it is. I'll give you the item while you're describing it. That'll be your chance, and then we're going to open the polls online. Okay. You could see, you could look over here. It even comes apart. I'm going to pass it to Baruch Perlowitz. You're going to have 45 seconds to describe what this object is.
Some really long words here. Okay, so this here is an ancient Chinese tool used for acupuncture. It's called I'm not even going to pronounce that word. This is what they use to poke people in different parts of their body to make them feel better.
Okay.
Not even going to read it.
Thank you. If you think that Baruch Perlowitz is telling the truth, you could vote for him right now at OorahAuction.org. Maybe he was so believable you don't need to hear everybody else. You could vote for him at OorahAuction.org. Okay, here you go, Binyamin.
All right, so I happen to know what this is because I use this in my line of work. I work in a chassan hall. I'm not sure if you guys know who I am, but I work in a chassan hall. And this is a tool we actually use on a weekly basis. The candles that the parents walk down with, we have like glass containers, and we put candles in them. Sometimes if it's a long chuppah, the candles melt down. It's very hard to get them out. That's when this comes into play. We stick this in, goes into candle, and then we pull it up, and it comes out as easy as pie. So
What's it called?
It's called the candle remover.
Wow. Okay, and if you think Binyamin is telling the truth, you could vote for him at oorahauction.org. Shmili, it's your turn. Let's pass the object.
We use this all the time.
Okay, actually, this object here is really cool because it reminds me of my oldest sister, Chayadasa Tannenbaum from Prospect Park.
I should mention that every shout out we charge our contestants $5. So just keep it, or we're keeping a tally backstage.
That's not so bad.
Okay. Yes.
When my mother was expecting her, she was at a chassan in Eretz Yisrael, and she was on a scaffold, and it started raining, and everyone wanted to be under the scaffold, and they ended up pushing her. She fell off the scaffold and right into a massive jar of pickles.
Okay.
So, if she, they
add a
took
name?
a while
Did
to
they
get my
add a
mother
name?
out of pickles. She loves pickles now. She just can't stop eating pickles. But if she wanted to eat pickles, she would use this piece right here because she would be able to pluck the pickles with this special pickle plucker that she can lower in, pick a pickle out, and then
Sounds
crack
good.
from the
Sounds
pickle.
good. Okay, if you think Shmili's telling the truth, you can go to oorahauction.org.
You guys are just a bunch of malarkey, which is the name of the game. This is what we call a wiener checker. A wiener checker for your barbecues. Right? It tests the heat, the exact temperature of the wieners, otherwise known as hot dogs. Okay. And it has a slip over here for you to put your hand in to keep your hands away from the fire. Over here, you just prong it into the wieners, hot dogs. It works for hamburgers as well. Again, wiener checker available at Amazon or other sites for only $12.99. The wiener checker.
Okay, thank you. And last but not least, David, what do you think this item is?
I know for a fact what this is because it was actually made by a from Manchester, England. Okay, and he was a person who had 7 children, and the biggest hazard he had going on in the household is that they would constantly touch the outlets. And suffice to say, he invented a very, very cool toy. You plug it in there, and then it's like a mini basketball hoop. It's missing the other part, by the way. There's a little ball, a beautiful green ball. And you can find on Amazon for I think about $124.
Really?
No, I'm exaggerating the price. No, it's a very well priced piece. But it's a child-friendly item. I'll be honest with you, I don't exactly know the exact name, but I believe it's called Kosher Basketball Child-Friendly Outlet Plugger.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, thank you so much. You can leave the item on the table. Now, audience, it's your turn to vote. oorahauction.org. We're going to see those votes coming in. Who is going to be the winner of our first round?
It's the wiener checker.
Let's see the win. Let's see them coming in.
It's the hot dog checker.
Let's see it coming in.
Listen, if it's missing the green piece, then it's obviously not that piece.
Okay, who is winning? We're going to close the polls very soon. We're going to close it very soon.
Close it up.
Close it up. And we're going to close it.
What color am I?
In 3, 2, 1. Okay, the audience has selected Baruch Perlowitz as the winner. Baruch, why don't you show us your card? He was bluffing.
I'm a rabbi, I know how to do
so
this.
Baruch won the first round, but let's see who was telling the truth.
Right here.
Oh, Shmili Krisher. That is right. And do you know why? Shmili, do you know why the pickle picker is the perfect item to use in a contestant game show tonight?
Of course.
Because if someone submits their tickets and wins for prize number 43, the Simcha package, they want to enhance, maybe they want a pickle board, maybe however they want to enhance their next Simcha, they're able to do that and use their pickle picker at their next Simcha. So make sure 1-877-7-auction, that's 1-877-7-auction or oorahauction.org. You can enter for prize number 43, $14,000 to enhance your Simcha package. For seeing the object, it could be all at the same time, okay? This is our next object. This is our next unique item. I know. Okay?
This is Victoria.
As you could see it over here, I'm going to show it to the audience. You can see we need a panoramic camera over here, I think, to see what's going on. You can see the intricacies exactly how it looks. I'm showing it to our contestants. In about 30 seconds, we're going to start. I think it's fair to start with David Stanton. Yeah, makes sense. And everyone's going to have a chance to explain
start with me.
What this item is. Well, you won the last round, so we're trying to make it. Here you go, David. Okay, we're going to put 45 seconds on the clock. You could tell us exactly what you think or what you know. Careful, careful. You don't want the audience to see. Let us know what it is.
This was actually invented as a joke. Somebody made it in honor of a Purim party. There was a birthday, and the gentleman whose birthday it was, hold on a second. The gentleman whose birthday party it was, he was a big fan of massive salami, and they designed a beautiful thing that you put the salami in there, and you hold it, and they would walk the salami around the simcha, and yeah, I don't know. It was made as a joke. It's not the most innovative tool. I've thought of better, but needless to say, that's what it is.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Yes, Yaakov, what do you think this object is?
It's not what I think, it's what I know what it says over here in my card. This is what we call the Siamese Chihuahua leash. And this is invented by pet lover. And as you can see over here, there are the places for both heads to go in, Siamese Chihuahua leash. And that's it. And obviously it's pink because it's, I guess it's for female Siamese Chihuahua. Chihuahuas, or Chihuahua, whatever.
I don't know.
And that's what you know what a Chihuahua is, right?
That's the song Chihuahua, right? That's the song.
Oh my goodness.
I read about it.
It's a cute little dog. I mean, it's even cuter with two heads. But again, but that's it. Some Siamese.
cuter or less?
Well, if you think that our contestants are telling the truth, you could vote for them at
Says it right
Oorah
over
Auction.
here. Says it
You
right
can vote
here.
for them at OorahAuction.org. We're going to keep moving on in this round. Remember, you can vote right now. The lines are open. OorahAuction.org. Yes, Shmili, what do you think this object is?
So this object right here obviously has to do with one of the prizes. But without knowing that it has one to do with one of the prizes, I recognize this object because my company, we mine natural diamonds. We have a mine in South Africa that just opened up. The miners were down in the mine when all of a sudden there was a massive flood. And no one could get to figure out where the miners were. But the only thing that fit down there was a really, really small animal, smaller than a chihuahua, smaller even than a salami. The only thing that fit, believe it or not, Rabbi say, was a chicken, an actual chicken. So they actually invented this specific harness and 6-foot matching leash for this multi-million-dollar diamond mine chicken that they lowered down slowly into the mine, and it fit exactly through.
Okay, we got 5 seconds. We got 5 seconds.
And it fit exactly in and actually saved close to 100 miners. That's the mining story has nothing to do with it. This is the most important part. The chicken and his beautiful harness.
Okay, if you think Shmili is telling the truth, you can vote for him at OorahAuction.org. We have 2 more quick answers.
All right, so I happen to know what this is. This they give you on airplanes. I don't know if anybody saw the ad recently. I recently did a airplane ad for Oorah, and one of these were on board, because the airplane that I was supposed to go on, which I missed, was also used for skydiving. Now this is an item that's used for skydiving. If you go really, really high up, and you're on the way down, once the parachute opens, sometimes like the climate makes you thirsty, so you keep this around your hand, and you keep a water bottle in here while you're skydiving. On the way down, if you get, not before the parachute opens, because then you just have to pay attention.
Right.
Once the parachute opens and you're taking a nice descent down into Lakewood, you have this, and you drink from the water bottle, and it stays attached to you, doesn't fall down and hit anybody on the head.
Got it, okay.
What's it called? This is called the Skydiver bottle.
Okay, and last but not least.
Yeah, but it's not being sold anywhere. It's
it's professional equipment. Last but not least, we have Baruch Perlowitz. Remember, OorahAuction.org to send in your votes.
It's from Japan.
True story over here. When I was a little kid, my parents took me to the aquarium, and while they were looking at one exhibit, they obviously lost track of me. They started searching way before Chaverim's days, and they found me swimming in the dolphin enclosure. And after that, every time they went out with me, well, it wasn't this one. There was this very, very well-to-do person over there that saw that, and he panicked. And he invented for his daughter, who her name was Yasito, she was Japanese. Yeah, something like that.
Acupuncture done to her? Yeah, really? Oh, wow.
He invented this harness made special when you take kids to aquariums for little kids, females,
And it's meant when you take them that they can never get past the exhibit that you're at. And if they do jump in, you can just yank them right out.
Yank them right out.
Okay.
And it's called the Yacito.
Okay, thank you, Baruch. Okay, now, audience, it is your turn. You could vote right now for our contestants. Who do you think is telling the truth? Who do you think is telling the truth?
Now.
And while you're voting for your contestant, you can also buy tickets at 1-877-7-AUCTION. That's 1-877-7-AUCTION or at OorahAuction.org when you're voting right now. We're going to leave the lines open for about 10 more seconds. The votes are flooding in. Who do we think will be selected as the winner? Who do we think will be selected as the winner? Okay, and we are going to close the lines in 3, 2, it's closed. Okay, and the winner is Yaakov Berger.
You are correct.
Thank you, Yaakov.
Thank you very much.
Now, Yaakov, show us your
The
card.
amazing audience, you are 100% incorrect, but thank you for voting for me.
Ooh. Okay, and who was telling the truth?
I told you to vote for me.
Shmeely.
The chicken.
Shmeely.
Come
Oh,
on.
Shmeely, they don't believe you.
That is cute.
And do you know why? Do you know what this really is? A chicken harness. And you're going to tell me, Yaakov, you're not giving out a chicken harness in the auction. That's right, we're not giving out a chicken harness, but if you get prize number 8, this is perfect for your pet monkey. Yes, this is perfect to walk around with your pet monkey, and it has a little bow on it. And you know, if you really want us, if it ends up being a boy monkey, we could take care of it afterwards. But this is perfect for your pet monkey. And we're going to show the object. The object is right over here. Here we go. I'm showing it up close for the audience. Here we go. I'm showing it to our contestants over here.
Looks like
Here
a
we
boomerang.
go. Here we go. I'm showing you everything. Okay, we're going to start in about 5 seconds. We're going to start from Baruch Perlowitz. He's going to tell us exactly what he knows this object is. Okay, are you ready?
Ready.
Let's get it going. What do you think this object is?
Well, not what I think, what I know finally. I finally got the actual card. The worst thing that could happen, well, not the worst thing, but we've all experienced this numerous times a day. You're driving, you look at your phone by a red light, even that's questionable, and all of a sudden your phone falls right between the seat, and the rest of your drive, you're doing this. When you have big hands, you're like, you can never get it through. And then your phone starts ringing. You see it's your boss, your wife, your kids. They're calling you. You can't answer. You can't figure out what's going on. So this here, it has a hole for the seatbelt to go in. This is called a between seat gap filler that you put between the seats that your phone should not be able to fall in. You put it between the seatbelt thingy comes through here, and you're like, and you're good. No more phones falling in.
Wow. Okay, if you think Baruch is telling the truth, you could vote for him right now at OorahAuction.org. You could vote for him right now at OorahAuction.org.
It's me. Oh.
All right. So this is actually meant for keys. If you want to keep your keys safe, you put your keys in here. The audience can't really see it, but it's magnetic over here. Once you put your keys in here, this closes with the magnetic things, and it keeps the keys in here. Now, instead of having to, if you have like big pockets, instead of having to reach down all the way deep into the pockets to get the keys, you just stick this in here, and every time you want the keys, you just take this out. It's really meant for keys that have a chip, like, not for car keys. And you just take this thing and you put it by the door, and all the doors over here have chips.
Can
In the office.
Can you put a credit card in there?
No.
You could do tap or no? Just keys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when you want to take the keys out, you just see this thing over here, you just press it, and the magnets release, and the keys come out.
That's actually
This
cool.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Yes, let's go to our next contestant, Shmili. What do you think this
Really good to me
is?
in the theater kitchen.
What do you think this is, or what do you know this is?
What I know about this, let me just finish reading the instructions. So, for those of you who don't know, I am also a Chaver member, dedicated Chaver member.
There is nobody that doesn't know that.
And I also love the rain. I do love the rain. But not everybody loves the rain like me, okay? Because a lot of people in Lakewood have a sump pump, which pumps the water out of their basements, and it could sometimes happen that the sump pump dies or there's too much rain, and you need something to clog it up. Okay. Also, before I tell you what this is, it could also be used to stop a draft. So what you do is you put a sandbag attached to this area right here, and then you stick it right up against the door. It is impossible for water to get through, literally impossible. And also, if there's a draft, like my back door has a little like leakage in it, you can put it right down there. It will never blow again.
Wow. Okay, if you think Shmili is telling the truth, OorahAuction.org. You can vote for him at OorahAuction.org.
You know what they say, the longer the description, the longer the bluff. This is very simply called the steering wheel extender protector, and it's made to stick your wrist over here. Many times people find themselves, when they're driving, they have a knack to turn the wheel all the way, let's say, to the right. What this does is over here, there's a place over here where you can stick your hand in, right? And you put it on your right, typically, steering wheel on the left. The left you're from, right, exactly, England. This is made by American production company. In England, they have it for the other hand. But at any rate, you put your hand inside over here, and if you find yourselves turning the wheel too much to the right, then it reminds you, and it stops just enough to let you know, don't turn the wheel all the way. Again, the steering wheel extender protector, available on Amazon for only $15.99.
Okay.
So, first of all, everyone's answers were very, very close. Okay, that's number one. And what I'll tell you is this: Bauchpillows was the closest. It is through the car, and it is correlated with somewhat of the seatbelt, but it's not for phones because there's no mechanism to hold it in place. It will still fall through. So, needless to say, it's very straightforward. It's for people that, especially children that don't feel seatbelts are comfortable. You put your seatbelt through, and it's an extra padding on the chest. It's really that straightforward.
Okay,
Thank you.
audience. Thank you to our contestants for this round. Now, audience, it is your turn to vote
Vote
to
for
who you
me.
think is telling the truth.
It's
Who
a
do you think
sure thing.
is telling the truth? You could vote right now. OorahAuction.org. That's OorahAuction.org. You can vote and say
live?
who you think is telling the truth. And we're going to be closing the
Nobody likes the
lines.
guarantee
We're
thing.
going to be closing the voting.
Come on, guys, vote for
In
me.
5,
This has been so
4, 3,
They rigged
2.
it. They rigged it.
Come on.
Well, this is the least. This is the least close. Oh, the votes are still coming in. Oh, they're just
David, you're taking my votes
like
away.
when you press on the Keurig and like the coffee comes out and then it just like the last little bit comes in. You know what I'm talking
Come on.
about? Okay, so now now
Everybody
it's
know-
closed
come on.
and the audience voted for Baruch Perlowitz.
Woo.
Yes.
That means Baruch won the round. Good for him. The question is.
I told you I was saying the truth.
He was telling the
That's
truth.
what it is.
Yes, good job to
Doesn't
the audience.
happen
Now,
often, but it happened this time.
that's exactly what this is. This is perfect for you put it around the seatbelt thing. You will never drop anything. I can tell you this happened to me personally when I one time won prize number 1, $25,000 cash from the auction, and it fell in between the seats. You're busy trying to get your $25,000 cash. That's not something you're going to want to be doing. Also, one time my wife won prize number 9, the classic jewels. She had this whole, She had this whole diamond necklace. It's in between the seats. You can't get it. You want to make sure you have the stop.
Oh, he should
Okay,
have switched.
this is our object over here. I'm just going to take off the protective case. And you could see it. I could show it to the audience. We'll have a little 4D matziv maybe. Here we go. You could see it over here. I'm going to show it to our contestants. Here we go. You could see it exactly how it works. Okay, and we're going to start with Shmili. We're going to give you 40 seconds. 45 seconds, we'll be generous. And you can tell us exactly what you think this is.
Okay, so I don't even need 45 seconds. This is something that everybody, literally everybody knows. Originally, it was used for people to spritz themselves to make sure they're awake when they were having a really difficult dream. But actually, that's not what it says on the card. So we're going to just stick mostly to the script. And what we're going to talk about is what this was actually used for in more modern times is when you have a diamond wheel, there's a lot of diamond dust on the wheel, and sometimes you have to clean off that dust, so you just go shoop, 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 shoop. Next thing you know it's clean.
Okay, if you think Shmili is telling the truth, you could vote for him at OorahAuction.org. You could vote for him at OorahAuction.org. Okay, David,
So
what do you think?
It's missing the batteries. That's number one. Okay. But for those of you that
Batteries are
know,
sold
it's
separately.
it's a kid-friendly toy. Instead of using the regular sparklers, which you light up and it goes psst, and it makes the whole house sparkle, it's one of those things that they could play. It's a toy at night, and it also has a projection beam inside where you could see it make nice little glittery stuff on the ceiling. Mm-hmm. It's called. It says what it's called.
Okay, thank you.
We all know what this is. We all, Baruch Hashem, have lights in our house. And let me just demonstrate. When your light is dusty, you would go up. You could undust it with this. It has its bristles. No. The point of this is
We
that
never used that. We never had to use that.
The point of this is that people at normal height, not Twin Towers over there, we use this to clean a light bulbs, chandeliers, skylights like right on top of us, chuppahs, right? To put out the candles. It's called a chandelier cleaner, and that's what this does. Open it up, clean it, bring it back down.
Okay, thank you. If you think Baruch is telling the truth, you can vote for him at OorahAuction.org. Yes.
All right.
The Yemen.
So I think actually you saw my card because he got part of the answer right. This has to do with lights, but it's not really to clean it. This is actually if you want to change the light bulb. You use something like this. Sometimes they use it by my house. The ceilings are not so high. But I see in my shul they use it. We have high ceilings over there. They stand on 2 tables. They take this. They open it up like that, and then they close it around the bulb, and then they turn around, and they loosen the bulb
Turn the piece around, or
slowly.
they actually turn around themselves.
And both.
Okay, I'm just putting it
And
on.
they slowly loosen. Yeah, something like that. Whoa.
Do the hokey pokey.
There we go.
Okay.
And then they
About
slowly
5 seconds left.
loosen it down, put the bulb down, and then they put the next bulb in, just like that.
Thank you. Okay, and yes, Yaakov.
So we all love the summer. We all love the summer. What I know that my girls don't love about the summer is the critters, the spiders, the bugs. Daddy! They're in the basement again! So obviously, they are not going to kill those spiders or what I call jumpies. We get them around the springtime as well. That's why it's a special extender for this, what's called the critter catcher. Catches insects of various leg sizes, various species and whatnot, my critter catcher. And it's good for Shalom Bayis as well, I'll tell you, because when I said that the girls are screaming to help, it's, when all girls scream, Daddy! Yaakov! Remember, vote O'Brien, my critter catcher. I say the truth.
Okay, audience, it's your turn. If you think we're going to give the audience a full minute to vote right now, this is our last round. If you think Sheely is telling the truth, do you think David is telling the truth? Do you think Baruch is telling the truth? Do you think Binyamin is telling the truth? Or do you think Yaakov is telling the truth? Let's get those votes in. Let's get those votes in. Woo!
Just keep voting for me.
Those votes are climbing and climbing.
There we go.
Okay, and while you're at the Oorah website, you could check OorahAuction.org. You could check out all the amazing prizes. All the amazing prizes at OorahAuction.org.
Wow, that's
We're going to need a runoff.
Okay.
We're going to need a runoff, I think.
Okay, and we're going to close the polls. We are going to close those polls.
check it up online.
And
Not yet. I'm. There we
Wait a
go.
minute.
Now I'm
it's neck and neck. It's neck and neck.
Close it!
Leave it open.
Going
Leave it
online
open.
and check what
Leave
it
it
is.
open.
Shut the
Well,
polls!
and we're gonna close it.
Yes! Just close it. Just close it. Just close it.
No, we still have Wisconsin coming in.
Okay, and the polls are closed, and our winner of this round is Baruch Perlowitz. Yes, thank you, Baruch. Baruch, why don't you show us your card? He was bluffing. He was bluffing. Okay, and who was telling the truth?
My family. I am not touching another bug. Do it yourself.
That is right. Yaakov Berger was telling the truth. This is the critter picker upper for picking up bugs, and it is perfect for someone who wins the number 33, prize number 33, Summer Fun, $8,500 towards their summer expenses, and they can have a great time, bug-free, if they enter at OorahAuction.org. That's 1-877-7-AUCTION, 1-877-7-AUCTION, OorahAuction.org.